Hi, I'm Laurie Dobson, and this is Island Update, April 3rd, Friday, 2020, and I'm on Cranberry Isle, Great Cranberry Island, in Maine. I am sorry I am putting this up before I had a chance to dry off and get, sort of presentable. But I just found out, checking my phone, that and I need to do this before the selectmen's meeting at 10, so I'm under a time crunch, which I need to attend that meeting by Zoom because I'm waiting to hear from them about a matter that's of concern that I raised and haven't heard back about yet. So in the meantime, I turned on my video and found out from a local person here who's been keeping up with things that Al Jazeera just posted an article. I haven't seen it yet, so this is secondhand, but I believe it's reliable, and I'll probably see a post about it soon. Al Jazeera has said that there are people infected with COVID-19 that are seeking refuge on places like the Maine Islands. We're one of 15 unbridged islands. There are some bridged ones they can drive to. That's possible, but they're all tied into the hospital that we go to. We have very limited capacity there, very limited. And, New York's expected to run out of ventilators this week. 350 used a day, and they have 2,000 left. So, we have 5. So I understand why people would want to come here and just risk all. And I can only imagine the desperation in that. And my heart goes out to these people. But going from one bad situation to make another situation bad, and not just that, but becoming a transmitter. It's like, going somewhere in a field and blowing a dandelion or a whole lot of dandelions. And, if you don't want dandelions in the field, you try not to bring them into the middle of the field. I mean, it's just, it's science, really. So my concern about that is that as an EMT on this island, and I'm waiting to get called up, I may be going into the hospital to help there. They've said they're going to be needing people. Who knows? It may turn into the next National Guard. They're calling in National Guards to take places of doctors in bigger cities and nurses, and they're taking over the non-COVID patients so the doctors can concentrate on the COVID patients. I mean, we're seeing food shortages, of basic staples, bread, milk, eggs, etc., starting to happen. We can cope for a while. We can cope for a little bit. But if we don't really rise up together and demand that the governor take action now, when she has clear evidence that it's here, it's, on Mount Desert Island, and it's coming to get us here on the island here, and all the other islands. We're sitting ducks. Where do we go? We can't go anywhere. We have to get on a boat to get to a hospital, and the number of different ways to try to do that. I mean, you can't even imagine it. If you have an emergency out here, it's not an emergency response the way it ought to be. But I'm one of the ones trying to help that situation. But in the meantime, okay, the big issue here, and I don't mean to digress, the big issue here is that we have an uncontrolled situation, and someone needs to step up. Leadership needs to step up and say, stop it now. Our selectmen need to say, keep these people away. We will do everything we can. We'll have to, find ways to prevent them coming on island. What do we do? What are you forcing us to do by your inaction? Why would you want to have to make neighbor be divided against neighbor in this effort? That's only going to make it worse here, more stressed than it is already. People telling me, what should we do? Cut off the dock, cut off the wharf. I mean, obviously these are ridiculous solutions. One, a simple one just, needs to happen. And that needs to be, the governor needs to say, I'm banning all traffic to unbridged islands, and I'm going to have checkpoints at the bridges, and I'm going to prevent traffic coming in. And then it would be solved. And that's all she has to do. And let's get this under control. so we don't have people surging from the islands, or all islands have to be emptied out or quarantined, or what other ridiculous measures we'll have to get to if she does not do anything that she has in her power to do. This is a failure of leadership, and we are in a crisis right now that's calling for leadership. And I don't know what our representatives are doing and saying. Some of them live in situations just like ours, and maybe they're saying things behind, closed doors, but I'm not hearing it in the newspapers. I'm not seeing it up front. I'm not seeing people in solidarity behind my call here. I feel rather lonely right now in calling for, more aggressive measures. Who else is going to say it? Stand with me, let me be on the public, social media platforms. Let me get on the Cranberry Isles information page, or the MDI pandemic page, or the Cranberry Isles message board that censored me, the other one that's postponed my posts until April 5th because I'm saying so many things I shouldn't be saying. Oh my God. I'm talking about the crisis. I'm not in a hole somewhere cowering. I'm talking about what we need to do. And I'm just asking for some support, some solidarity, and let's get this shit done. I mean, I don't want to act like this. I want to be a nice little EMT, doing my job and not, raising my head and just, helping others. That's what I'd like to be doing. But, for some reason that's even being stalled. So, help us get the word out. You could even start by just liking this video. That would help, or subscribe. All right, thank you. Have a good day, and I'll post something later when I'm dressed.